Now when that's done, the next thing that we could do is go ahead and hide this review button, right? Because we don't want to show this review button again because they added a review. And in order to do that, we could just look for the review button, or rather, instead of hiding the button, we could even hide the form all at once, right? So instead of hiding only the button and the button alone, we could just go ahead and hide the form, because that's going to be way better. So in order to hide the form, remember that we've got this comments form thing. I'm just going to come over to the class and I'm going to say hide comment form. So I'm going to grab this hide comments form thing, and in order to hide it, I'm just going to do that down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the same thing that we'll be using, and that's an ID. So that's a class, so I'm going to say that's the hide. So we hide the whole form all at once. Now let's try this one more time, and hopefully it's going to hide the form when the comments get created. So I'm going to open up the reviews and I'm going to fill out this form, and let's go ahead and submit review. Okay guys, what do you notice? The form gets removed whenever we submit a review, and we could even still remove this add review. Okay, so if you want to remove that add review, it's totally up to you. What you could do is just grab the add review and put it into the form, and put it into this form, so everything is gonna go at the same time. Or what you could even do is just grab it. Let's just also say add dash review, so we could even go ahead and still hide the add review. So for that, we could just duplicate this and we're gonna say add dash review over here. So grab this one, put it down here, and let's get back and try this out. So after all this, now what we're gonna do is go ahead and append the form, and we're done with rating in this series. Okay, so I'm gonna get over to reviews and I'm gonna fill out this form, and I'm gonna go ahead and save. Now what do you notice? The add review is gone, so we just got review added successfully. As simple as that. Now let's go ahead and append the form. That one is going to be a little bit tricky, so I'd want you guys to pay attention as we go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is go ahead and define a variable. So I'm going to say let's, and I could just call this underscore HTML should be equal to. Now this is what we're going to do over here. We're going to be starting off from the place where we run a for loop on the form. This is it over here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy everything that we've got over here, just like this. Copy everything, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, you know what we could do? We could just start line by line, okay? Because I don't want to cause any problem. I'm going to start line by line from over here. Okay, I'm going to copy that line and I'm going to paste it down here. But you want to make sure that this is in a single quote. Everything is in a single quote, or there's going to be a problem. So get rid of those div that we have at the ending over there. We don't need that div. Just add in a quote over there, one quote, and also for this beginning one, you want to add in one quote. So that's the beginning of something, right? Yeah, that's the beginning of something. So let's go ahead and keep working with this. Now I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I could see some of this code over here. Now the next thing is what? The next thing is this one. So take notes. We're gonna copy all this line by line. So that's why I said we could just copy all this, right? We could copy everything from here to here because we've done the first one, and we could just get down here and paste it. As simple as that. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna okay, I could just put my cursor at the back of each and every one of this. Just put your cursor at the back of each and every one of that, holding down alternate. Now I want you guys to, stick along with me. I know this is going to be a little bit boring, and if you don't understand this video, I want you to actually watch the video over and over at least two, three times. Should help you get conversant with everything that we are doing over here. Okay, so the first thing is to go ahead and remove all the spaces. Then I'm gonna push all this all the way to this section. I'm gonna add a quote over there for that one. Add a quote for this. Now we need to also go ahead and add a quote at the back for each and every one of that's ended of this line. Okay, so over here add a quote. Now we need to start from here, add a quote, and come over here, add a quote. So guys, that's pretty much it. As you can see, everything is looking perfectly well, I'd say, but there is one more thing that we would want to do. I'm actually going to unindent this all the way to here, I'd say. Now one thing that I'd want to do is go ahead and add underscore HTML for all this. This should be plus equals, then we're gonna set it to this, but they should be together. Okay, so plus equals, then we set it to this. Now all this is pretty much going to be for appending the comments. Okay, so just stick along with what I'm doing. Now this HTML plus equal thing, I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna put my cursor just down here, and I want to put it for each and every one of them. Okay, so not there, also not there. What's going on? I'm gonna put for the one that I've done already, and I wanna select this other ones. I know there is actually a shortcut to do this, but I don't really know the shortcut. If you guys actually know what the shortcut is for automatically adding cursors to a straight line, then just drop it in the comment section, and that would be really appreciated by me. Okay, so now when we've done this, let's go ahead and start changing out a couple of things, because yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So now this div ended this one off, right? I'm going to go ahead and break it up so we know where the divs end, and this is it over here. Then before we started off with the desk div, now this one ended off over here before we started with the, I think before we started with the product rate, which we're not going to be using. So this one ended off over here, and before we got the review. So the review has 3 divs before we closed it. Now let's firstly start with the review. So for this one, I'm going to open up double quotes. In the double quotes, I'm going to open up 2 cross signs, and in the 2 cross signs, I'm simply going to say res.context.review. So what is this? Now res.context, remember how we said if res.bool is true, and I told you guys that that's pretty much this bool over here. We accessed it. Now we accessed res.context.the review text, this review text which the user passed in here. So that's what we are accessing. Okay, now that's pretty much what we did over there. Now we need to go ahead and still add in a couple of things. I'm just gonna grab this, and in the function JS, I want to put this down here. So now that one is out of the way. For the star rating, we're gonna be changing up a couple of things for that one, okay? Because it would be kind of tedious. But what we want to do is go ahead and run a for loop. So okay, this is not how to run for loop in jQuery. I'm just gonna say for, then I'm still gonna say let I should be equal to, then I think that's usually 1. Then I'm also gonna say I should be less than res.context.rating. That's what I called it. And I'm also gonna say, so this isn't supposed to be a comma. This is supposed to be this. Now there isn't supposed to be any comma. Now what I'm gonna say is I plus plus. Okay, so I is equal to 1. Then when I is less than res.context.rating, so when I is still less than whatever we are looping through, go ahead and add 1 to I. As simple as that. So now when we've done that, I'm going to open up curly brackets over there, or braces. Now I'm simply going to call the rating. So I'm going to say underscore HTML, and for this one, I'm going to be adding in my own I tag. I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going to open up HTML codes just down here, and I'm going to pass in I. And as usual, this one is going to take in a class, and we could use fonts awesome, right? Yeah, we could use fonts awesome. So I'm just going to say FA-star, not start, but star. Then I want the star to be yellow, so I'm going to say text dash warning. So what I simply want is for them to loop through whatever star that the user passed in as their review, and increments the star until it's equal to whatever the user passed in, if it's 4 or 5 star or whatever. Okay, so that's what we passed in here. So I think that should be it, apart from the fact that we just need to go ahead and change up this one. We won't be using this like this any longer. Open up double quotes. That's not what we need. Open up 2 cross signs. Then you simply want to say res.context.user. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and append this, then we are done. Okay, so I'm going to look for where I ended that off. That's where I ended it off. Now I want to look for comment list. So where are we running the for loop on the comments? This is it over here, right? So grab this div at the top, the comment list div. Just grab that one. Now in order to go ahead and prepend it, not append. If you are appending, it's going to show below here. If you are prepending, it's going to show at the top. Okay, so we want to prepend. Now in order to prepend, it's quite easy. I'm just going to open up $, Then I think that's a class, so I'm gonna say dot comment list. Then I'm gonna say dot prepend, and what do we want to prepend? Want to prepend underscore HTML. As simple as that. So now let's go ahead and try this. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we don't have any error. Now I'm gonna get back to the reviews. I want to actually delete all the reviews that I've got over here in my DB. So I'm gonna come over here, open this up, and bye bye to the reviews. Yes, I'm sure I want to get rid of it. Okay, so if we refresh this now, we should have a clean slate. Now 0 reviews. Okay, so if we fill this in and say this is a fresh one, this is a fresh pair, something like that, and we give it 3 stars, submit review. Okay, it says review added successfully, but it didn't actually submit that. So you said underscore HTML is not defined. That's cool. That's cool. So why is underscore HTML not defined? Okay, so the problem should be because this is supposed to be in here, okay, not outside of it. So let's refresh this one more time and try it out. Hopefully we don't get any error, but if we get an error, that's going to be cool because we're going to go ahead and debug that. Okay, so I'm going to fill this in and submit review. Okay, what do you notice? Now it shows up over here. As you can see, it shows up the review that we are passing in, and it shows out the user that passed in the review. That's actually cool. Now what we could do is go ahead and change up the date. So we want to get the date that the user created the review, and in order to do that, actually we also need the stars. The stars aren't showing up. That's the star rating, right? It's not showing up. So how do we pass that in? We could actually just get the font awesome CDN. I think that's pretty much what it's lacking. So I'm gonna get font awesome CDN. I'm just gonna type for fonts awesome CDN. So I'm gonna grab this one that we've got at the top over here, and we could simply just put this in our base HTML. So I'm gonna open up base HTML, and at the top in the head section, that's where we could simply go ahead and pass this in. As you can see right now, we don't have any font awesome CDN. I'm also going to copy this one in case there is a problem. That's 6.0, and I'm just going to put it down here. So in case there is a problem, is that the same? Okay, yeah, they're all the same thing. I don't think I copied this. I'm going to grab it now, and I'm just going to paste it down there. So that's it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to get back here and refresh this page, and let's try adding a new comment. So I'm going to come over to reviews. And for this comment, I'm just gonna choose anything default digits and 4 stars. I'm gonna go ahead and prepend that. Okay. Now, as you can see, there is a problem. Definitely, there's a problem. The stars are showing up, but it's colliding with that, and I think that's because we didn't end off this I tag over here, right? Yeah, we need to go ahead and close this off. Okay, so as you can see, that's actually through an error because we didn't close it off. So now let's try doing that one more time, and hopefully it wouldn't give any problem again. Then we're going to go ahead and work with the dates, and we're going to be done with this video. Actually, this video is getting pretty long. Actually, this video is getting pretty long, and I don't like that. So I'm going to fill all this in again, 5 stars, blah, blah, and I'm going to go ahead and submit this. Okay, guys, what do you notice? We have this showing up over here, but this is 4 stars instead of 5 stars. Is that good? No, that's not. Let's see. I'm gonna refresh this one more time, and let's try passing in. Hopefully what I passed in was 4 stars and not 5. Let's try that out again. I'm gonna pass this in, and as you can see, this is 4 stars, right? I'm gonna go ahead and submit. Okay, now it shows up 3 stars instead of 4. I think what it's doing is it reduces 1 star from each and every one of them. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this hide form thing because we are still debugging, right? So when we're done debugging, that's when we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. So in the reviews, I'm gonna go ahead and fill out this form again, and 1 star. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. As you can see, it shows up no star. That's pretty interesting. So we need to go ahead and fix this. Okay, so the problem is over here. We need to pass in an equal to. So I should be less than or equal to res.context.rating. And now let's try this out again. I'm gonna refresh, and right now I got a whole lot of comments. I'm just gonna get rid of everything that I've got. This is a lot, so I'm just gonna delete everything. And after this, we're gonna go ahead and check if the stars stays after we refresh, because okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. I'm gonna refresh this now, and let's just come over to the reviews, this one over here, and I'm gonna add in add this in, 5 stars, submit. And what do you notice? We got 5 stars over here, right? But how about I want to add in another one with 2 stars and I hit submit. Now, as you can see, we have another one with 2 stars, right? But if I go ahead and refresh this now, all the whole stars gets reset to their normal 5 star. So I don't want that. Now, what I simply want to do is go ahead and pass in the stars over there. So I want the stars to be the way they are. And how do we fix that? So in order to fix that, I'm simply going to open up the product detail real quick. And remember the starting that we got rid of. I'm going to copy this line, and remember the star thing that we got rid of. I'm going to get rid of it, and I simply want to write a for loop. I'm going to say for star, we just call it star, or you could call it R. So I could say for rating, or I think that is supposed to be star, so I'm going to say S for star in R dot rating. That is reviews the rating. You remember we're in a for loop already. Then I'm just going to get one just, then I'm going to say adding a column like that, and I'm going to say R dot rating. So this is pretty much going to loop through the stars and get any amount of star that the user is given. Then over here, what we're going to do is just pass in this that we copied. Okay, what's going on? I need to push this all the way to that. Okay, that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, but without the HTML. So without this HTML thing, I'm gonna get rid of the HTML thing, and I'm also gonna get rid of this. So with all this now, let's try this out and see if it actually looks great. But what I want to do is I'm gonna copy this one over here, and I'm gonna create an empty div and put it. So this will go on a new div. Okay. So this over here is supposed to be 2. This is supposed to be 5. Let's refresh this. Problem. It says invalid filter 1 just. So in order to fix this error, I think this is supposed to be L just and not 1 just. So I'm going to remove this and pass in L just. So it's a built-in Django Django filter. Now we should refresh this, and this should be working perfectly well. What's the problem? I'm going to get rid of all these other lines that we've got over here, and just over here I'm going to refresh this. Okay, as you can see, the problem is gone. So now if we check back on the reviews, then you're gonna see 2 star and 5 star. Okay, what do you notice? And I'm just gonna add another one again. Now this one is gonna be 3 star. So if you refresh this, just 3 star should still be there. Now how do we get current date in jQuery? Now that one is gonna be kind of tricky, so I'd want you guys to stick along. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open this up, and I want to drag this all the way to that part, and just at the top over here, before the comment form thing, just over here, I want to define a variable, and I'm going to call it month, and that should be month names. Okay, so for the month names, that's where I'm going to go ahead and pass in Jan, Feb, March, April, May. But I'm just going to grab this and put it in here because yeah, it's really long. I'm going to leave it for you guys. Also, you should copy it and put it in there. So that's it. I pasted it down there, and that's what we are looking for. So these are all the months of the year in abbreviations. Okay, and we are getting this in abbreviation because, as you can see over here, we've got 20 Oct 2022. So if you don't want to use abbreviations, you can go ahead and fill all this up. It's totally up to you. So before the prevent default thing, or yeah, let's just see before it, what do we want to do? Just down here, or okay, let's just see after the prevent default thing, I'm just going to define a variable. I'm just going to say let's date, or I could just say let's date, and that you could call that dt or whatever, should be equal to new date. So new so that's how to define a new date in JavaScript, new date. And I'm gonna get back to the top again. So after we've done this new date, I'm also gonna define time. So I'm gonna say let time should be equal to, and now we're gonna say date, which we define above, dot get day. Okay, so date dot get day, and this is why I'm doing this over here. As you can see, just while is it still refreshing, I want to do that over there because, as you can see, we got the day first before we got the month, then the year. So that's why I'm getting the day firstly. Then I want to go ahead and give an empty space. There is an empty space over there. So how do I do that? I'm going to say plus, then I'm going to open up to string, and in the string I'm going to give an empty space. If I put a comma over there, then the comma is going to be here after the first one. Okay, so now when we've done this, I'm also going to, now I want to call this October, and I want to call it using this one over here. So I'm just going to say month names, and for this one I'm going to say date dot get UTC month. Okay, so that's supposed to be did.get UTC month. And now take note, this is JavaScript specific, nothing like Ajax. Now I'm gonna add a comma over here, and finally we should go ahead and get the full year. So I'm gonna say plus, then that should be date dot get full year. Okay, so when that's done, make sure that you initialize all this, or else it's not gonna work. Initialize all those methods, and yeah, that should be it. So when all this is done, we could go ahead now and call this time thing, this time variable that we have over here, in here where we have this time. So I'm gonna get rid of this, open up double quotes, open up cross signs, then I'm gonna put in time in there. Okay, as simple as that. Now let's get back here and refresh, and hopefully that's gonna round it up for this video. Now if we get back here and come over to the reviews, and we simply add another review and go ahead and hit submit review. Now let's see, what do you notice? 4th October 2022. So I guess that's pretty much it. Now another tip that we're gonna do is just go ahead and close out this form, and remember we've done that before over here, so we're gonna close out the form. And one more thing that I'd want to do is this: if a user have actually made a comment, I don't want to show the form any longer to them. Okay, so if they already have a comment over here, I don't want to show the form any longer. So how do we do that? Now I'm gonna come over here, let's refresh this, and let's get rid of all these comments that we've got over here. I'm gonna delete all those comments. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete it. Now in the views.py, we want to write a very simple query that's gonna help us do that. And we should be doing that in the product detail view. Okay, so hop over to the product detail view, and I want to say I'm just going to call this make review. Okay, so I'm going to say make review, and what I could do is just copy this over here, and I'm going to paste it. So I'm going to say so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and paste it. Yeah, this time around it's working. So I'm going to say make review should be true. So by default, a user should be allowed to make a review. Now we want to check if a user has already made a review, then we don't want them to make a review again. So how do we do that? Firstly, we're going to be doing this only if a user is logged in. That's what I'm going to be checking. So we want to say if request.user.is authenticated, just like this. Then that's when we want to go ahead and say user_review. Now take note, you call that one whatever you want, should be equal to, okay, let's just count the review. So we're going to say user_review count should be equal to product review.objects. Then this time around we're going to be using .filter, and we want to filter by the logged in user. User should be equal to request.user. So we want to get all the comments that a user have got when they are logged in. Okay, that a logged in user have got. Okay, so we don't care on, okay, actually we could just come over here and let's pass in the product. So this is supposed to be a comma, then we're gonna pass in for a specific product. So I'm actually doing this because a user might have created a comment on this product, but they haven't created on the other products, so we don't want to restrict them on all products. That's if they've created just one comment. Hopefully you understand. Now finally we're going to go ahead and count this. Okay, so hopefully there's a problem in my server. I'm gonna see what the problem is. Let's just go up. It says, okay, this is supposed to be dot count. Okay, it's a method, so we should pass in the dot count and make sure you initialize it with the parentheses. Now we need to check if user_review count is greater than 0, which means they have a review on those products that is greater than 1. Take note, we are counting it over here, that's why we could use 0. So if it's greater than that, then we want to say make_review should be equal to what? False. Okay, as simple as that. Now we need to just come over here and pass the make review thing into our form over here. So I'm gonna pass it in there. And now we're gonna copy this make review thing and come over to the products detail. So I'm gonna come over to the products detail, and we should look for the form.review. That's it over here. So you see this form as a whole. I'm gonna close up the form, and this is the div that I want to close up on the whole. So just down here, I'm gonna check if make review. So if make review is equal to true, that's only when I want to show this form to the user. Else we are not going to show the form. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and end form. And we also want to show this form if only a user is logged in. So if only a user is logged in, that's when we want them to drop a comment. So we're going to say if request.user.is authenticated, just like this. Then we're just going to get I'm gonna open this up, and we're just gonna get down here and we say end for. Okay, so when that's done, that's pretty much what you want to do. So I'm gonna come over here now and let's test it out for the last time. Refresh this. There is a problem. It says expected end if. Okay, I think this one over here is supposed to be end if and not end for. We are not running any for loop. So when we've done this now, I'm gonna refresh this, and okay, that's done. I'm gonna refresh it one more time. Hopefully it's refreshed everything. Now I'm gonna come over to review. As you can see, if I come over to review, okay, they are not showing me this form. And why is that so? I think that's because I'm gonna get back here. If make review, I'm gonna remove this true, and let's try it again. And one more thing that I want to check if I am authenticated, which I am, of course. So I'm gonna get back gonna get back here, and as you can see, nothing is showing up over there. So in the views.py, let's see what the problem is. Make review, we passed it in here. We checked if user review count is greater than 0. We checked if request the user dot is authenticated, and we got the review for a particular product. Actually, I don't know why this isn't showing up. That should be big. Actually, we don't have any comments here, so that should show up. Now let's see what the problem is. So one thing that I want to see, I want to interchange this. So I'm going to put if request the user is authenticated at the top, then I'm going to put that one below there, and let's refresh this, and let's see if the form actually shows up this time around. And let's see. Okay, so I'm going to get back here. Okay, the form isn't still showing up. There is a problem, actually. There is a problem. So let's see what the problem is, and we're gonna fix it now. So I can see something over here, authenticated, and I didn't pass in the end. I just said authenticated. So now let's try refreshing this one more time. I think this should be the final one, and we are gonna be done. So I'm gonna come over to review, and what do you notice? This is it over here, right? So I could go ahead and say, this is a nice product. Okay, then I'm gonna be giving this 5 stars. So give it 5 star, submit. Now what do you notice? We get it over here. We get review added successfully. How about I want to refresh this page and add another review? Let's see what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna refresh that page, come over to reviews, and what do you notice? I don't have the form again to add a review. That's because I've added the review before, right? So if we try coming over to another product over here, I'm gonna open up this product, which is the bananas, and let's try putting a review over there. I'm gonna come over to review. What do you notice? I still have the place to put review. That's because I haven't dropped any review on a banana. So I'm gonna say cool. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drop my review. So whenever you make a review, you'll be able to make another review because you've made a review. So we don't want abuse on the platform, and that should be it. I'm gonna open up the reviews over here, and that's it. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. I know it's pretty long, but I just wanted to show you guys every single thing that you're gonna be needing to create a robust review system in whatever application you're creating, a blog or school website or whatever news website, articles, and hopefully you're going to be able to implement this in your next project and you actually did understand everything that went on. But if for any reason you didn't understand a line or a block of code, drop a comment in the comment section below, drop a timestamp on the section that you didn't understand, and I'm going to do well to explain it to you guys. Do make sure to check out the links in the description below if you want to get the template. That's where you're going to get the link that should point you in the right direction to get the template, and also consider subscribing, as it really means the world to me. And on to the next video. My love, peace out.